Do you believe in angels? Well, according to some polls, 3/4 of Americans do. But if you're among the skeptics, you might want to change your mind when you see this next story. Here's NBC's Ron Mott.
Colleen Banton didn't expect her disabled daughter Chelsea to see her 15th birthday, but she's now the gift of the season for this family.
Here's 7. Can you count them?
A family counting its every blessing.
We've been praying for a miracle, and I think this is the beginning of it.
Back in September, pneumonia had pushed Chelsea toward death's door in a Charlotte hospital. Here she is with big sister Kaylee, who thought she was saying her final goodbyes. Yet an hour after life support was removed, jaws began to drop among some hospital workers over what appeared at another door near the teenager's room.
And this image appeared up on the security monitor. And it was an image of an angel. And I thought, well, either that's the angel coming to take her to heaven, or it's an angel to say that she's getting better.
And she got better all right, almost immediately, Mom says.
And the doctors and the nurses were all amazed.
The mother took this cell phone picture of the image, bright bands of light only visible on the hospital security monitor. The hospital confirms that some of its workers told the family they saw something as well.
It's a blessing. It's a miracle. And I'm learning not to take things for granted.
It's an emotional story to tell, and just off camera, Chelsea herself begins to cry at the sight of her mom breaking up.
Please don't cry. It's okay. It's okay.
And because she's okay for now, the focus is on celebrations. Her 15th birthday is right around the corner.
This will be a special birthday. Who knows, it could be her last, but she's come this far, and I'm not giving up now.
A birthday that comes every Christmas, but this year it's touched by an angel. For today, Ron Mott, NBC News, Atlanta.
People in Charlotte are talking about an image caught on a security camera at Presbyterian Hospital. The mother of a 14-year-old patient says her daughter is alive thanks to the image in this picture. Sarah Batista reports.
A mother and daughter with a special bond. Chelsea Banton, born 5 weeks premature, has endured chronic health problems her entire life. But this past September, a battle with pneumonia almost ended her life. Doctors at Presbyterian Hospital gave Mom Colleen devastating news.
He said, okay, we've done all we can do.
So Colleen made the heartbreaking decision to take her daughter off of life support. It seemed only a miracle could save Chelsea. And then, just 1 hour later,
I was in the waiting room. My sister was inside, and she said, you have to come and look.
What she wanted her to see was this image on the security camera near Chelsea's hospital room. It shows a bright light just outside of the doorway.
I said, oh, wow, that's an angel. And the nurse practitioner standing there, she says, I've worked here for 15 years, and I've never seen anything like this.
And just like that, Colleen felt peace.
For the last several years, we've been praying for a miracle.
While doctors and nurses crowded around the monitor, some crying, something else was happening. Chelsea was getting better.
About an hour later, we took the mask off, and her sats were higher than they'd ever been. Doctors and nurses were amazed. Right there. 5. Very good.
3 months after she arrived at the hospital, Chelsea got to go home. She'll live to see her 15th birthday on Christmas Day. And Colleen has no doubt what she saw on that monitor saved her daughter's life.
I've never seen anything so bright, so beautiful. I don't think I would have brought Chelsea home from the hospital if the angel had not appeared.
Wow, that's incredible. Makes you think, doesn't it? Well, that was Sarah Batista reporting. The angel sightings began when a nurse said she noticed a man standing behind the door. And each time she opened the door to let him in, he was gone.
You know, we hear a lot about angels this time of year. Many people believe that angels surround us every day. And one woman in North Carolina believes that an angel saved her daughter's life.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
Angels have been a part of the wonder of the season since the very first Christmas.
Very good.
This year, that wonder is real for Colleen Banton.
We've been praying for a miracle.
15 years ago on Christmas Day, Colleen's daughter Chelsea was born 5 weeks premature. All her life, she had been plagued with chronic health problems. And this past September, a severe bout of pneumonia almost took her life. Chelsea was put on a ventilator for nearly 2 months, and when doctors told Colleen that there was little more they could do, she made the heartbreaking decision to take Chelsea off life support. Then something strange happened.
This light appeared.
It was a flare of light on a television monitor outside Chelsea's room.
I said, oh, wow, that's an angel.
Colleen managed to capture this photograph. Moments later, doctors came with good news. Chelsea's condition had miraculously improved.
Doctors and nurses were amazed.
And this Christmas Day, Chelsea is back home, able to celebrate her 15th birthday, thanks, her mom says, to a guardian angel.
I don't think I would have brought Chelsea home from the hospital if the angel had not appeared.
Welcome back and Merry Christmas to everyone. This story you have to hear. A 14-year-old girl miraculously recovers from pneumonia, and some say it's because of this angel supposedly seen on a surveillance camera here.
Dr. Ophelia Garman-Brown joins us. She works at the hospital and is an ordained minister. Thanks for coming on Fox and Friends this Christmas morning. This is such an amazing story. Now, we understand the daughter, 14-year-old Chelsea, that her mother was basically accepting that she was going to die. They were going to take her off life support. Is this what you were seeing? Was she really in that critical condition?
She was. She was born premature and had multiple medical problems, and one of them was recurrent pneumonia. And this particular bout of pneumonia, she was sick for 6 to 8 weeks and on a respirator. They had tried to wean her off the respirator a few times, but were unsuccessful. And her family had determined that they knew that she would not want to live like this, so they actually had determined that they were going to discontinue life support.
Okay, so needless to say, she is feeling better now, but tell us, when you saw this security photo, what did you think, and is there any other explanation for what might have been responsible for the recovery?
Actually, Dr. Teresa Sunderland, who is one of the pediatric ICU doctors, said that she looked up and she saw this image that was outside of the door of the pediatric ICU, and it first just startled her, and then as she continued to look, it clearly to her was an angel. It looked like an angel. And they could not explain it. And when you go in that area of our hospital, you find that there are no windows there. Because even as a scientist, I was trying to determine, could this be a reflection from somewhere? But there is nowhere for the reflection to come from. And so the doctor clearly thought, and feels even today, and we do too, that it was an angel. But honestly, the doctor shared with me even on yesterday that they thought the angel was coming to take her home to glory, so to speak, to heaven. Not that this angel was coming to change the course of her life.
Dr. Ophelia, do you believe that this was a Christmas miracle? Do you feel that, I mean, would she have gotten better any other way?
Well, according to what they were determining from her course of care, the answer to that would have been no. She had been tried to be weaned a few times. It was unsuccessful. This particular time they were taking her off the respirator, anticipating that she would die fairly soon. And just the opposite happened.
Doctor, one thing I know about a lot of surgeons and doctors is they have extreme confidence in their abilities and in the science, and have a scientific explanation for nearly everything in terms of what happens there in the hospital. So how do you explain to those cynics and to those doctors who say there has to be a medical explanation for how Chelsea recovered?
You know, I look at them, and as a physician who has been a physician for almost 30 years now, I say to them, clearly you explain all the things that have happened to you as a physician that clearly medicine had nothing to do with. And most of them, if they're honest with themselves, won't be able to come up with a medical explanation for everything we're able to see in medicine and that we're blessed to see. This morning as I was doing my devotional, it occurred to me that Mary asked the same question when the angel appeared to her. How could this be, she said. And the angel replied that nothing is impossible with God.
Doctor, can you update us on the condition of Chelsea and what her prospects are going forward? Is the recovery full now? Is the pneumonia lessened, or how's she doing?
She's fully recovered. She's at home. And actually, she turns 15 years old today.
Wow. Well, happy birthday to Chelsea.
Chelsea. And how neat was this that this was all caught on tape? And what kind of reaction is your hospital getting now?
Well, actually, our hospital did not pitch this story because, you know, we are sensitive to the diversity in the hospital, and we honor that. Some people in our hospital won't believe this, and we're fine with that.
The hospital confirms that some of its workers told the family they saw something as well.
Clearly the doctor and the nurse do. And it was the doctor who actually saw this image initially, and it was the mother who came out and with her cell phone took a picture of the image that you now see. So clearly those persons who believe in angels in our institution have the right to say that this was an angel, and it was there for Chelsea and others.
And the doctors and the nurses were all amazed.
The mother took this cell phone picture of the image, bright bands of light only visible on the hospital security monitor. The hospital confirms that some of its workers told the family they saw something as well.
And the nurse practitioner standing there, she says, I've worked here for 15 years, and I've never seen anything like it.
While doctors and nurses crowded around the monitor, some crying, something else was happening. Chelsea was getting better.
About an hour later, we took the mask off, and her sats were higher than they'd ever been. Doctors and nurses were amazed. Right there.
The angel sightings began when a nurse said she noticed a man standing behind the door, and each time she opened the door to let him in, he was gone.
Dr. Ophelia Garman-Brown, I tell you, I was cynical about 5 minutes ago. I'm coming around pretty quickly. Merry Christmas to you. Thanks for being with us to tell the story. And happy birthday to Chelsea. That's an unbelievable story.
Yes.
Tell the family we said Merry Christmas. And Merry Christmas to you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You got it.
Look at my hair is standing up.
It's incredible.
I have goosebumps all over me from that story.
I'm naturally a bit cynical about things like this. But
no, miracles happen. Power of prayer. I wish they happened more often.
What a great Christmas story. Well,